Wagwan, Islam and Vademecum. I'm John Nwar Astrology. Today is December the 25th of 2020. The Sun and Mercury are in Capricorn, bringing a lot of force and stability into our lives, while the Moon and Uranus have met up in Taurus, bringing some shakeups to our sense of value. Here's your astro drop for the day.
Moon in Taurus, Sun in Capricorn, focused and resilient. This is a steady energy, goal-oriented and quite tenacious in action. An energy of sincere surety in what we hold near and dear. However, keep in mind that under these two stubborn earth signs, we can become rigid and inflexible. There's a tendency to focus on the physical world as an escape from the emotional world. This can lead to suppressed emotions. With a lack of work to process, unresolved feelings can potentially become emotional outbursts.
So now typically the Moon in Taurus brings up feelings of security and stability. However, after making this conjunction with Uranus, we're dealing with something different right now. Uranus does not like to be in Taurus. It is at its fall. Uranus is the planet of change, shakeups. It's electric, it's volatile. And Taurus is the planet of comfort, stability, and slow growth. So these energies can definitely be a little shaky, to say the least, for some. Now there is a good aspect here, because the Moon is still in the first house. So it's stimulating a lot of self-based emotions and causing us to take another look at our well-being and where we are. The Moon and Uranus met up in Taurus, causing us to rethink our values. The great thing about this aspect is that the Moon and Uranus are making a nice trine to the Sun and Mercury. Now, the Sun and Mercury in Capricorn. The Sun, again, is our life force. It is our soul. It is our source of cosmic sustenance. It is the internal fire, the internal reason for what we are doing, why we do, the internal reason for why we do what we do, the motivations behind all of our little machinations and goings on as human beings. Mercury is our mental aspect and our communication. Now, with the Sun and Mercury moving out of Sagittarius, which was about higher learning and expansion of knowledge, right? It's moving into Capricorn, which is about diligence and work. If you have been putting in the work to build towards something, now is the time of going from learning and ideation in Sagittarius to being in Capricorn, that it's about the diligence and the work and actually putting in the effort and crafting that which you have learned and which you know into something that is physical and real that you can bring to society. Capricorn is a social house, so this is dealing with your achievements as well as your job, your work, and like what kind of you're bound to in your mission in life and what you're going to present to society. So it's important to keep in mind Neptune in all of this. Now, Neptune is squaring off against the North and South nodes. And I've actually found this aspect, kind of eye-opening myself recently, because Neptune deals with illusions, and a lot of the time, right now Neptune is in the 12th house, so it is a social house, but it is also a personal house. It's the 12th house is the house of endings and beginnings, because it's right before the first house, and it's the whole reincarnation cycle. It deals with past life issues, karma, and that sort of thing, what is hidden in the subconscious. So while Neptune could be dealing with the illusions of the outside world, right now it's really about looking within and thinking about what illusions we tell ourselves, what illusions we allow for ourselves to be tricked into, what illusions we allow ourselves to trick ourselves with. So as Neptune is here's a south node. The south node is in Sagittarius, right? And the north node is in Gemini. So Sagittarius deals with higher learning, as we spoke about. And this is the south node. Now the north node is in Gemini, and Gemini is the scientist. It's the lab rat. Gemini deals with trying things out, experimentation. Not to the same extent as Aquarius. It's not grand experiments, but it's trying things out and going for it to see what happens, and communicating, trying out different methods of communication. So kind of south node illusion, Neptune squaring the south node in Sagittarius for myself is that I am a perfectionist a lot of the time when it comes to things, and I'm an autodidact. I like to learn, I like to read, and I like to study. And I am now putting out these astrology videos, as well as studying law and working on computer coding and doing these other things. So I'll find myself studying over and over. And in these past few days, there was a couple times where like transits or the aspects weren't that serious, and I had a bigger idea for a video that I was working on, or I wanted to study more in depth about certain planetary aspects or whatever it might have been. And my south node tendency is to continue to do that, to continue to stay in that Sagittarius mode until it's quote unquote perfect, right? I feel that it's perfect, and then I would begin to do what I would do. But what I've been doing is, because I'm understanding that Neptune is dealing with illusions and that I can fall back into these old south node habits, right? This idea of perfectionism that never comes. And I really I tapped into my Gemini, and I put up videos, and each video, if you pay close attention, the format is a little bit different. On some of them, I am working with the charts and I'm illustrating the charts while I'm going. Some of them, I wrote down a kind of little synopsis of the day and I kind of read it from the script. Some of them I just memorized and I'm just kind of pulling it from my head. And so I'm experimenting as I'm trying out these videos to see what works for me. But it's also about the aspect of just doing it. That's where the Capricorn comes in. Now that the Sun and Mercury are in Capricorn, my communication is about that diligence. And it should be the same for everyone else if you're in the flow. You want to be working on what it is that you work on diligently every day, bit by bit. Another aspect I'd like to talk about with Mercury and the Sun trining against Uranus and the Moon. This is almost the aspect of higher divine information kind of coming into you through the ethers almost. Or perhaps this higher information might be coming from a teacher of sorts, a source that you would look to as a guru or something like that. But this higher source of information coming and hitting you emotionally in the areas that you hold value, and shaking that up and shifting that thought process and those feelings. And we've been through a lot the last couple weeks. We've been through a lot in 2020. This whole year has been about destruction and reconstruction of structures and stability, and just shifting and changing the world as we know it. So I just wanted to show you guys here, if you follow along the path of the moon, over the next 2 weeks, you'll notice that the moon is going to make its way. So right now, the moon is just made its conjunction with Uranus, right? It also made a conjunction with Mars. And before I get to this, Mars is squaring Pluto. And this is an energy that's going to last us a while. It's going to be here for a while. And Mars square Pluto is an energy that is full of passion and intensity, but it can also find itself, if not channeled properly into creative work or exercise, this energy can come out as explosive outbursts, arguments, being temperamental, and just being kind of short and ornery and fired up all the time. And so the moon made this conjunction with Mars and then Uranus. So we have this fiery, electrical, intense, weighty, karmic, transformative energy that's impacting our emotions and our space of values, that's shifting and changing everything. And the moon is gonna now come in the next couple of days, and it's going to find its way into a conjunction with the North Node, which is where we are heading towards. It's our area of soul growth. And that'll be on the 28th of December, so in just a day or two. And as we keep going over the course of the next 2 weeks, we notice that the moon does not come into any other conjunctions with any other planet until about the 10th of January, when the moon and the south node meet up for their conjunction. So this gives us about 2 weeks of an emotional reset to really think on those values, really reassess what it is that is most important to us, what it is that is not working for us, which direction we want to move in, what we want to leave behind, and what we want to build. It's very important that we use this time right now, especially while the sun is in Capricorn and we have this diligent taskmaster energy behind us, so we can really work towards building what we want for ourselves. And if we keep paying attention to the course of the arc of the moon over the next couple of days, after January 10th, the moon passes the south node. So you're gonna have one more emotional kind of recollection or reset or feeling based in something that's drawing us to the past or our past behavior. It might be a person, it might be an emotion, it might be a behavior. And as the moon passes the south node, it is going to make its way to meet with Venus in Capricorn, right? So now the moon is in Capricorn with Venus and the sun, and is bringing the diligence to our values here and now. And it's going to make its way past the sun, past Pluto, transformation into the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction and a conjunction with Mercury. There's a lot coming up. The first 2 weeks of January got a lot of stuff happening. January and February are going to be probably 2 of the more heavier months of the year from what I can tell so far. So use this energy right now to really cement your new foundation of what you want your 2021 to be. Remember, this energy that we are in right now, the portal that we are in right now for the Saturn-Pluto conjunction in Aquarius, is one that is going to last 20 years. The energy that we are putting in right now is going to see the next chapter of our life through. All right, I'm Nwar all day. Hope that gives you some thoughts as to your energy, what you're doing with your energy, where you're focusing your energy, and that's it. Peace. I forgot, I wanted to pull tarot and an oracle card for today, because why not? Your card is the Sun. What a beautiful one. The Sun. We have the angels and the cherubim. This is considered to be the best card in the deck. if you're putting in the energy, if you're using this energy that the Sun and Mercury is giving you right now, especially with this trine to the Moon and Uranus, you will definitely be on track to start 2021 full steam ahead with a lot of energy. A lot of success is going to come towards you. Let's find a clarification card for that with spirit messages. Let's see which one. We're going to pick a random one. Dream talk. It says your subconscious constantly and subtly speaks through your dreams. It's just one of the many ways in which your soul and those here in the spirit world can reach out and communicate with you through signs, symbols, messages, and more. Dream talk. Perhaps that Sun and Mercury, right? That higher source of knowledge coming off of the Neptunian square towards the Moon and Uranus. Pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to your thoughts, your musings. Today is actually a really great day to meditate, a really great day to just let the ideas flow and get to work. All right, peace.